Sometimes it's helped to be careful who we talk to online because we never know who exactly we're talking to. At the time of this incident, Holden White was 18 years old, who had just graduated from high school and get ready to start the rest of his life off. During the summer of 2020, he decided he wanted to go out and start dating. So he downloaded this app to go ahead and meet people that's around his area, especially someone that he could be interested in. And not long after he downloaded the app, he found someone that he was interested in, and they had like a month-long conversation with one another, messaging each other back and forth, getting to know each other and seeing where things went. Holden would say that during his conversation with this man, that he felt that there was no red flags, as well as there was nothing that he felt that was off about him. So they decided to go ahead and meet and see how things would progress, as well as see if there was a connection between the two of them. So they went ahead and planned to meet on June 19th, 2020. So on that day, Senaca, who was 19 years old, was the person that Holden was supposed to meet that day. And so Chance had left his home, went over to Holden and picked him up and took him back to his place. So they was going to spend the day together and get to know one another to see how things progress. Holden would say that he felt that everything was going well until he left out the room to go get something that he had forgot, and when he came back, that's when he was attacked. Because Holden had walked up behind him, wrapped the cord around his neck, and tried to choke him out. During an interview with what he can remember, Holden has said that he remembered blacking out, and he woke up, he found himself in the bathtub naked, and then he blacked out again. And he remembers waking up in the hospital, not realizing he's been there for 3 days in a coma. Once investigators realized that he was awake, they went ahead and questioned him, and that's where he told them everything that he can remember. And so he asked them like how he managed to get to the hospital. They had told him a very shocking story. Police went on to tell him that Chance was the one that called the police department on them because he had thought that he had unalived them after he had tortured him, and so he called the police department telling them that he had unalived somebody and that they should come get him. And when police asked him the reason why he would do something like this, he told them that he wanted to be the next Jeffrey Dahmer. He said that he wanted to be the next Jeffrey Dahmer, where he wanted to kidnap and torture and unalive as many people he possibly can before he was ever caught or unalived himself. He said that he'd been using different dating apps to try to find his victims, and he said the reason why he picked Holden in the first place was because his body structure was a lot smaller and he felt that he'd be a lot easier. He even told him that on the night before the incident had occurred, he actually met with another man but had let him live. So Chance was arrested and charged with kidnapping and attempted murder, and during his trial he was found guilty and is now serving 45 years in prison. Holden White survived his ordeal and is doing everything he can to make sure that nothing like this happened to anybody else.